All right, so before the video, I want to go over a couple things as you'll be seeing how I changed the valve on this Frigidaire unit. Now, this is what you're going to be seeing. You're going to have your connectors, and this portion, there will be a screw on the side inside of the refrigerator that you will slide this, and then you'll connect your two screws. Now, to make things a little bit easier, because some of these, if you're not careful, they can actually go into the wrong spot. So you want to make sure that you pay attention. Now, it doesn't hurt to label. So when you get your new valve, you can mark this. Start at number 1 here. So this is going to be your main feed. This is your main valve. So sometimes when you're not making ice, this is your ice maker, and this is your door. So a lot of times when you're not making or getting water, your main valve that is normally bad is this guy. He's the hardest working valve. He's a safety valve, meaning when you activate, when the ice maker activates, he's turned on as well. So they're tandem at the same time. So when you call for water, or when the ice maker calls for water, this opens, and so does this, allowing water to go into the ice maker. It goes into the dispenser, or the filter head comes out of the filter head, and it goes into the ice. So this is basically filtered water from your filter head after it goes through the filter, of course. All right. So same thing here. I think this is the door. So when you press the door, water comes out from here. That's where it comes from, basically on the inside. That's why it's cold. So you can label these 2 and 2. Then you'd also label your new one so that you match them up together as you remove them. Now, these are basically, I call them keepers. And what they do, they keep the hose or the tube from vibrating and pulling out. So it reduces vibration. So it basically protects it from leaking in the future. So in the video, I will show, or you will see, and you can use a tool, or you can just use your fingers, and you push and then you pull. It comes out. Keep pushing, it comes out. When you push in, make sure that it bottoms out. So you can pay attention if you like, put a mark so that you have a good indicator of how far it needs to go. When you're back there, it's going to be kind of hard. Your hand might be wet. So just be mindful, put a little mark so you know how far it has to go back in. Otherwise, you might actually not put it far enough and you're going to end up with a leak. So all those things. And then once you're done, put this back on. Now you can put it on and then slide it. And you can also turn anything that is twisted. You can turn it so that it fits where it needs to go. So much easier to show you here, otherwise it's very difficult to get a good shot. And of course, unplug the unit. When you unplug your connectors, you can't really mess these up. They're all color coded and everybody will line up. But if you're not sure, take good pictures or mark them like this. And again, you squeeze and you pull. All right, they're all gonna have these on Frigidaire. All right, guys, just wanted to cover that in the event that someone might need extra help on that. All right, so some of the reasons that you might be replacing the valve in the back. Maybe you have a leaking valve damaging your floor, or you notice water leaking or dripping. Pay attention that you don't have a damaged hose before you replace the valve. Sometimes the lines in the back of those Frigidaires, they get crispy, and sometimes you may have just a crack tube and it's just dripping. So before you do that, replace the line. You can splice it, or you can actually replace the entire line. So check those things before you actually replace the valve assembly, because if the valve is not bad and you replace it, you're still going to be dealing with the same issue. Make sure when you reinstall the valve, you look for that stud. That stud holds the valve assembly in, and then you secure with the two other screws. A bad valve can stop you from getting water, but you probably should do more tests before you just jump into the valve. But they're fairly cheap, so it does not hurt just to replace the valve and then see if it fixes the issue. But always pay attention to make sure that you're not just throwing parts at the unit. Now, I previously mentioned this. You can do this as well. Just make small marks from your new valve onto your old one, or from your new to your old, or vice versa. And you mark the line so that each line will correspond to the valve input. The filter housing is another area that you should pay attention to if you're not making ice or getting water. So keep that in mind. You can also simply bypass the filter housing by removing the two lines going into the filter housing. You can also do that at the back of the valve, and that will eliminate the filter housing so you can move forward and replace the valve if need be. If not, then you'd move forward to replace the valve assembly itself. Again, it doesn't hurt. Make small marks or take pictures. Those you really can't mess up, but you can never be too safe.
Here's Johns Hopkins Medicine Organization, big hospital. John Hopkins. Who is he? He's John? Yeah. UVA rays cause aging, wrinkling, and loss of a lot. I'm not saying that like the sun is bad. Like, yeah, you need the sun. It helps you produce vitamin D. It does help your melanin work better. Melanin's the stuff in your skin that protects you from the UVA, UVB rays. Right. For an hour last week. Right. So. Well, you don't even know how to use fucking PowerPoint. I would love to, but I am booked up right now. Oh. Then don't come at me shit talking. Seriously.
All right, the job is almost done. Get your valve in, 2 screws, special screws. Make sure you pay attention to the screws. Once the valve is securely in, go ahead and make sure all your tubes, your lines are off the floor and tuck them where they go in the unit. All right, don't pinch them, and check your work, make sure everything's good, and before you button up, turn the water on and check for leaks before you actually put the cover on. I'll go over that again. All right, so now we're connecting the water. Pay attention to this portion, have a towel ready, and before you actually put the unit back into service, go ahead and turn the water on. Pay attention, check for leaks before you actually put the back cover on. Flush a couple glasses, maybe run the dispenser. Make sure that have someone check as you press and let water in to make sure that you don't have any leaks at all. All right, other than that, put the cover on and you're good to go. All right, thanks for watching.